Hello, it's been a while since I've cooked and spoken to a camera at the same time, so you have to bear with me, but I've got a nice simple recipe to start with, so even I should be able to do this. We're going to be doing a basic sponge mix. So we're going to make the basic sponge, and then we're going to split it into four, and we're going to make a chocolate cake, a banana cake, carrot cake, and a lemon cake. So we're going to start off nice and simple with the sponge base. So I've got 500 grams of butter. If you're lazy like me and don't want to chop it all up, just leave it out at room temperature overnight so it's nice and soft, and then you can just chuck it in. Otherwise, if you take it straight from the fridge, you need to cut it into little pieces, and life's too short. To that, we're going to add, so we've got 500 grams of butter. It's literally 500 grams of butter, 500 grams of flour, 500 grams of sugar, and 8 eggs. So it's super simple, but it's the process that is going to make your delicious sponge. So to the 500 grams of butter, we're going to add 500 grams of caster sugar. This is just Billington's golden caster sugar, because basically that's all I could find in my cupboard at home. But any type of caster sugar will do. It doesn't have to be this fancy pants one, although this is really good. Right, 500 grams of caster sugar with the butter onto your mixer, and just basically beat the hell out of it until it's really, really super smooth and creamy. So we're going to put that on. Start it on a low speed, especially if you haven't cut the butter up like me. And then once it starts to combine, then you can turn it up. And once it's really, really sort of, I'll do a close up so you can see where we're at with it, and then we'll come back. So yeah, once it starts coming together like that, we can turn the speed up. And we're just basically going to beat the hell out of it until it's super, super creamy. And that's going to help to make the cake really, really light. And while that's beating away, I'm just going to crack my 8 eggs into here, because they're going to be added next, and it's easier, I find, just to pour them in rather than cracking them and in and so on. So I'm just going to crack 8 eggs into here while that's beating. So that's what we're looking for. You can see that's super duper light, nice and creamy, and then we're just going to add the eggs slowly into there. So, turn that up. So once it's all come together like this, we're going to start adding the flour. We'll just take our time with it, do 1 spoon at a time to start with, and then let the mix all start to come together. Once it does, we can add more flour each time, and eventually we can just kind of pour it all in from the bowl. Apologies for the wobbly hand. I've got one hand holding a camera and the other one trying to do everything, so apologies on that. Once that's all mixed together and nicely combined, we'll just take this off the mixer and we're going to split it into 4. So we just added 2 bananas into one of the mixes. I'm going to put that back onto the mixer and just beat those bananas in. Once the bananas are nice and combined, we're just going to add our hazelnuts. Just fold them through, like so, and then that's ready to go. So there we go, that's gone into the loaf tin, and then that can just go in the oven for 40 minutes at 160 degrees. So for the lemon drizzle, we've got the zest of 2 lemons in with that sponge mix, and then I've just put the juice into this pan with 85 grams of caster sugar, which we're going to boil up and use for the drizzle. I've greased the cake tin with butter and then dusted it with caster sugar, and then we're just going to scoop the lemon drizzle mix in there, and we're going to bake that at 160 for 20 minutes. So for the chocolate cake, we're going to add 2 spoons of cocoa powder, and 100 grams of chocolate chips. And we're just going to mix that up. And then we're going to use these silicone moulds to bake that in. And we'll just bake these for 15 minutes at 160 degrees. Okay, so in the last batch of the sponge, we've got the zest of 1 orange and 1 carrot grated. We're just going to add a nice little sprinkle of cinnamon, and then we're going to mix that up and pop it into our last set of the silicone moulds. And you guessed it, 160 degrees, and these ones for 20 minutes. So just to finish this lemon drizzle off, we're just going to use a fork and just literally poke holes all over it, like so. And then we're going to take the lemon drizzle mix, which was the lemon juice and the caster sugar, and just pour that all over the top, like so. And let that soak all that in. Then pour the last bit over. There we go. Delicious lemon drizzle cake. Look at that. So there we go. Super simple, super easy. Delicious lemon drizzle cake, banana loaf, chocolate cakes, and the carrot cakes. Hope everybody's had fun cooking those, and enjoy.